Get ready for University of Georgia basketball.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Georgia basketball is back tonight. Georgia and Georgia State in the mental health charity exhibition. So today we're playing for mental health. If yes, you're wondering why the doghouse is flipped over, because they had an issue with it and they are not gonna put it back. They're instead gonna buy an actual doghouse just to put over it. But anyway, mental health exhibition. Georgia and Georgia State. I am so excited. Georgia basketball is back. The Hoop Dogs are back. Georgia is finally playing a basketball game. It has been a minute since we played. If you remember, the last time I recorded a live Georgia basketball video, I was crying, depressed that Georgia had been outscored 30-2 against Gonzaga, and sad that the season was over. Well, as the song closing time says, every beginning is the end and every end is the beginning. So here we go. We're starting a new season, the 2025-26 season, baby! The 2026 basketball season! Georgia basketball! We're starting it right now. And I'm excited to see Blue Kane, Dylan James, Jake Wilkerson, Softo Surreal, and people who are predicting Georgia to finish like 14th and 15th in the SEC can respectfully a freak what y'all are talking about. I mean, Georgia, what are we doing if saying that Georgia is going to be finishing that low? You need to have your journalist abilities taken away from you. If that's really what you think. You're just wrong. Georgia is going to finish in the 8 or the SEC. It's facts. It's just facts. It is what it is. They're going to finish 7th to 8th. You see, here's why I think it should be. I saw tiers last night. Somebody had Georgia at the 5th tier, and the 5th tier was like terrible or something like that. Yeah, I can't remember exactly what the tiers were, but here's why I think the tiers should be. I think number one, Florida. I think Florida should be in the tier of their own, because I mean, I'm not gonna try to be a Florida glazer or anything, especially as a Georgia fan, but Florida returns their entire roster. They have an even scarier roster than they had last year. Florida is going to win the national championship. I only see Florida maybe losing just maybe 5 games. Just maybe 5 games. That's number one. So Florida's in a tier of their own, okay? Then you have Arkansas, Kentucky, Tennessee, Auburn, and Mississippi State, the other best teams in the league. Okay? Florida, then those teams, and then maybe Ole Miss, Texas A&M, Vanderbilt, South Carolina. And I want to say something. I'm not a South Carolina fan at all. I do not like South Carolina. If you think South Carolina is finishing dead last in the SEC, you're an idiot. South Carolina is going to be a whole lot better than they were this year. And to be honest, with how big the SEC is and how good the SEC is, South Carolina could finish last and still make the tournament. So, I mean, South Carolina's not going to finish dead last in the SEC. That's just completely wrong. But then we have Georgia, who's predicted to finish 14th. And these journalists are idiots. They don't know how to do their jobs. And they're saying that Georgia's going to finish dead last in the SEC, or next 3 spots to last. That'd be 14. That's not happening, ladies and gentlemen. This Georgia team is be different than any other Georgia team we've had. This is going to be a top 8 Georgia team and maybe a deep run in the NCAA tournament. And it all starts tonight versus Georgia State. If you don't know, Georgia State is 3-2 against the Dogs, so they lead the series. Georgia State won the last game against Georgia in 2018 in the Cayman Islands Classic. And Georgia State is 1-0 at home. They're 3-2. Georgia's only wins against Georgia State were at Stegeman Coliseum. And Stegeman won at Stegeman Coliseum. They won in Gwinnett. So you're really wrong if you think Georgia is going to finish last. But enough of that to Georgia State. I don't know much about Georgia State. Their coach is Jonas Hayes, former Georgia Bulldog, great Jonas Hayes, and that's maybe why this game is being played, because of Jonas Hayes and the relationship with Georgia basketball. I'm really excited. I mean, the game will be at 7 o'clock. We talked about it Saturday on the Georgia State radio, Low Country, and WSAV or whatever it was, 88.1. I don't remember what the signal was, but according to Georgia State's notes, it will also be on ESPN Plus, so it will be streamed. So that means you get to watch Georgia dunk all over Georgia State live on TV for exhibition games. Georgia's next exhibition game will be in a few weeks versus Troy after this one, and then we start the basketball season. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. If you notice, there's been a lot of energy in these last 5 minutes, and I'm glad because I'm just really excited we're back. I'm thankful and blessed that we are able to do this again with Georgia basketball. It's my favorite thing of all time, and you know, God made it where I could do this, so I'm just very thankful that we get to do this again. I thought about it last night. This will be the 8th season, ladies and gentlemen, or let's see, it's either the 7th or 8th season that I have been covering Georgia basketball on the internet, so I'm very excited. Let's get it. Georgia and Georgia State, Dawgs, Panthers, in-state rivalry for mental health charity. It does not get any better than this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it. Let's go Hoop Dogs, and let's beat Georgia State.